Hello, hello Pisces. Welcome to your January 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Pisces. And before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel so you can get more guidance throughout your 2020. Check me out on Instagram for more content at Onyx Healing if you would like. And I also want to let you know that I have a Dealing with Family meditation that is free to you when you sign up for my newsletter. So check out the link in the description box, or you're welcome to go to onyxhealing.com. Other than that, I want to give a big shout out to each and every one of you who work with me one-on-one, those of you who have sessions with me, get readings with me, support my work, share my work. You are the reason why this channel is possible. And remember, I don't monetize these videos, so working with me is the best way to support this channel if you would like to. So please consider getting a reading or joining a class, whatever it is that you would like. And I appreciate you more than I can even describe. So without further ado, I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the oracle cards for you. So the first thing coming up is Face Your Fears, Release the Power of Fear. So anything that you're experiencing a lot of fear around, I'm getting that leaning into that this month is actually going to make it a lot easier. So if there's anything you're avoiding, if there's anything you're afraid of, if there's anything you don't want to look at, if you just want to bury your head in the sand, this is going to be the month to push against that. And what happens when you actually confront it is it stops holding so much power. So in order for you to release this, it's something that you have to actually lean into. And then the animal card for you is Bear. Okay, so it's interesting because a lot of the time the bear energy I get hibernation from, but when I'm reading this for you, it's more about like buckling down, like doing what you need to do in order to make things happen and get things done, like just getting to work. So there's a lot of supportive energy. This is very, very earthy and grounded. So I think leaning into that internal support, knowing that you're divinely supported, is going to be what helps you the most. And then the Sovereign Oracle card is Embodiment. Appreciate the opportunities inherent in being on the planet. Stand in your own affinity for yourself, then act. Allow your potency to vibrate. The situation may shift in reply. So it's all about what you are actually bringing into the body, what you are embodying in present time. That is what's going to have an effect on the external world. So make sure you're doing things and you're practicing things that really help you stay embodied and energetically aligning with the things you want to experience. Okay, now we're going to move into past, present, future. So in the past position, we have the Seven of Cups. I think this was just like an abundance of ideas, an abundance of stuff to do, an abundance of projects, an abundance of people. It's just about options. Having a lot of options and doing a lot of different things. So the Seven of Cups is highlighting that. Let's see what the present energy is. Four of Coins. So again, there's something about like bunkering down, getting really clear, getting really rooted in whatever you're building, not getting so carried away with possibility, but instead just kind of grounding yourself in practicality is going to be something that helps you in January. So I think if you just look at it as, I'm going to give more energy to this, I'm going to pull my energy away from that. That's what we're constantly doing, right? But I'm getting that previously it may have been that things were just too scattered. And so now things are actually getting more and more refined. You're reeling a lot of that in because the Seven of Cups requires a lot of contemplation and kind of tasting different things in order to get a feel for what you want. Now it looks like you're clear, even though your energy is kind of getting reeled in and needing to be really intentional with what you're giving to where. It seems like it's helping you shift out of that scattered energy that the Seven of Cups kind of brings. In The future position, we have the Page of Coins. Okay, so there's like a new endeavor, a new project. There's some initiation and also showing up for something. Maybe it's showing up for your healing, showing up for a big endeavor, showing up for something you're really, really passionate about. I'm just getting that because your energy is more focused in January, that's going to help you show up for the things that are important to you. And that's the really, really key piece here in all of this. Let me see what's going on in the external world. So this is what's happening outside of yourself. King of Coins. Let me pull the other card. This is the same thing, what's happening outside of you. Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, okay. I'm immediately reading with all of this that there's a lot of things that have been put into motion that I think even you're not going to be able to see yet. But there's a King of Coins, so this could be a person who's like in your vicinity or someone outside of yourself coming into the picture. Or there's just a lot of this energy hanging out around you. So even if it's not something that materializes as a person, there's this element of material mastery that's sitting outside of you and that's being reflected back to you. So that's really exciting. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that things are kind of spinning in your favor. So the Wheel of Fortune is whatever you've initiated or whatever you've started is starting to have a ripple effect outside of yourself. So you're starting to see, or again, you might not see it, some of you might see it quickly, but it's causing a vibration that extends outside of just your internal state. And then to clarify, we have the Ace of Cups. And so it's like keep showing up for it, keep giving it energy, keep doing things that you want to build. And I'm getting that that is actually where the tide is really going to shift, is the more you continue to show up for whatever it is that you're wanting to work on or focus on. This is ultimately going to keep you really, really grounded and clear and supported, and things are just going to evolve in a way that ultimately gets things to shift the way you want them to. And like I mentioned with the bear, you know, rooting yourself, grounding yourself into that. That's the key thing, is you want to ground yourself and let everything else kind of shift as a response. Allow your potency to vibrate. The situation may shift and reply. That's what you are doing in January, is you're just doing your thing. You're sticking to what you need to do. And then the tides are shifting. Things are evolving. Things are really starting to mold and come together now that you're showing up for it and you're continuing to give energy. So like with the Ace of Cups, which I have here, it's about that overflowing, abundant energy. And so you are really giving that to something that you want to see materialize. So it's interesting that January is going to have a big impact on where things go for you on a material basis, on a financial basis, on a home basis, on whatever it is that you're needing for support, security, monetarily. That's what's happening here. Now let's see what's happening in your internal world. Nine of Cups. Okay, so there's a lot of fulfillment and satisfaction. I think if you have a meditation practice, if you're giving this extra nurturing and TLC, you're going to see a lot of this also vibrate into the external. So I think that doing the energetic work, doing the emotional work is going to have far more of an impact on you in January than it ever has before. So this is a good time to prioritize doing the work, showing up for the things you need to show up for emotionally and internally. So the Nine of Cups, we know that's fulfillment, dreams coming true, wishes fulfilled. And it starts with the internal state. It starts with the emotional world. So don't take this lightly. This is a really solid card to have coming up here, because remember, this is what's going to be reflected. So the more you're embodying fulfillment, stability, support, alignment, just stepping into that energy of the thing that you want, the more it's going to blossom in the material world. So it's a very heavy cause and effect month, and I think that you want to use that to every single advantage that you have It's really important for you to capitalize on this energy in January. And then the advice for you is the Two of Wands. Set the intention, draw the map, make things really clear. What do you want? Create the map. That's the biggest piece of advice that the Two of Wands gives us. Let me clarify this. Nine of Stars. Okay, so hard work pays off. Or not hard work, but your efforts pay off. So this is like the card of, okay, you're able to pick the fruit, but I think you want to start off with aligning your energy, and then the Two of Wands is helping you to kind of set the goals, set the intentions, have the clear vision, do all of that. Don't lose sight of that. Don't do it haphazardly. You don't want to just patch it together. You really want it to be clear, and then lining everything up, embodying that, and then watching things evolve. It's going to be interesting. If you put in the work in January, you're going to see a lot of things just blossom from here. So the Two of Wands is just reminding you, like, put it together. Start figuring out what you want to have happen, what you want to grow, what do you want to expand. That part of the equation is at your discretion. But the part that is really going to be dependent on you is how much of your energy are you bringing to the front? How much are you showing up for it? How much are you positioning your energy behind the thing that you're building? And then making sure you're in a fulfillment state as much as you can. A great time to practice gratitude if you don't already. And really unpacking the gratitude, unpacking the positive affect, and letting that be what vibrates outside of you. Okay, and then we have first, second, third, and fourth quarter of January. We're getting into the timeline now. First quarter of January, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So I think that you have a lot of things that are brewing. It's like the seeds are planted. I think this might even be something that you started previously. It may be something you started in December, or that you've been growing for a while. But the beginning of the month is just all about tending to the crops, tending to the seeds, tending to the garden. This is what's going to help everything else flourish. So you want to keep that in mind. You don't just plant the seed and then pick the fruit, right? It's like it takes time for all of this to grow, and you can trust that that's what you're having, but that's also what the Nine of Stars, the Nine of Pentacles wanted to remind you of here, is it's the embodiment. What would it be like if? What feelings would be coming up if you already had all of the things that you wanted? And staying in that energy and getting into that energy every single day. Embodying it is the most important part. And then a quarter two, we have the Six of Pentacles. You get what you give. So like I said, this is a month of cause and effect, or action and reward. It's very much like, if you do this, then you get that. If you don't do this, then you don't get that. It's pretty standard stuff. So anytime you're feeling nervous or scared to do something, even though you know it's going to put you in the right direction, think about it just as cause and effect. If I do this, then I'm going to get that. And the reciprocity energetically is very strong for you in January. So make sure, like I said, capitalize on the energy in January. It's very, very potent. So all of the seeds that you're planting, all of the energy that you're putting into things that are important to you in January is going to have major payoff. The third quarter of January, we have the Nine of Swords. Totally normal. You had the Face Your Fears card, and this is just that. Reminding yourself that just because you're experiencing the fear doesn't mean it's real. Just because you're having some nerves or having some concerns, it doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it like, it doesn't mean it's going to come to life. So what you want to do with this fear is just understanding, okay, it's trying to protect you. That's why fear exists. But the Nine of Swords is a good fear card because it's only mental. It only exists in your mind. It's not materializing. And so just understanding that if you lean into the part of you that feels expansive, you're going to have success from that space. And then wrapping up the month, we have the Page of Wands. So it's like there's a lot of action by the end of the month. I'm just getting that like things are really busy and you're trying to figure it all out and manage it, because this is a really intense Page of Wands card. It's definitely not an inspector energy like a lot of the other pages. It's very, very wild and sprawling all over the place. And so I think that you're building so much momentum in January. There's a lot that's starting to bubble up to the surface. So you have that to look forward to, because you're getting this wheel to turn in your favor. It's really starting to have an impact as you're facing the fears, you're challenging yourself. All of that energy is moving things in the direction that are going to be best for you. Let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to pick a card, any card, ask a question, ask for clarity, guidance, support. If you need more time, pause the video. But card number 1, we have the 7 of Swords. You might just need to put a few things on the back burner. That might actually be the best approach. I don't think that doing everything right now is necessarily I just don't think it's necessary. So if you can kind of walk away from a few things, that might actually help ease things up a bit. And refining your energy is going to help you stay focused and have you materialize the things that you want. I say this often when we get into like the New Year's resolution or the New Year intention type stuff. Don't try to tackle every single area of your life full stop. It's something where you want to pick a few things, just like 1 or 2, and then really dig into those. And so I'm getting that similar energy here because we are in January. It's like, just pick a couple things, 1 or 2 things. Don't bite off more than you can chew. I know that has nothing to do with the 7 of Swords technical meaning, but that's what I'm getting from this. Okay, card number 2, we have the Queen of Swords. Do it your way. Make sure that, I really like this Queen of Swords. Do it in a way that's either unconventional or might go against the grain. Just do it in a way that feels good to you, and that's where the payoff is going to be. You don't need to conform to the way other people are doing it, and it's okay if other people don't understand the way you're doing things. So try to move out of judgment wherever that might be coming up. Understand that it's just a projection from others, and really own your crown, own your truth in all of this, and that's going to be a big help. And then card number 3, we have the Magician. Create, put your intention behind it. The sky is the limit. And you want to keep showing up for it. Keep giving it energy. It's like build it in the astral. Take the time to do that. And sometimes we need, you know, some time into January in order to get clear on all of this and really, really sculpt it out. So don't be afraid of that either. Don't think that you have to be prepared by January 1st. It's something that you can continue to build even throughout the month of January. Or if you're asking about a specific situation, focus on the energy instead of the outcome. Don't put all this pressure on the outcome. You just want to go into, what am I energetically embodying? What energy am I pouring into the situation? Really lead with that, and that's going to be the solution. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. I also host prayers and a tarot poll every Wednesday on my podcast, so make sure you check that out. Sunday messages, the link is in the description box. And until next time, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you're more than welcome to work with me. Head over to onyxhealing.com to see all of the goodness that I offer. And I will talk to you all later. Have a beautiful month, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye.